Scott Belsley. And Scott, why don't you tell us about the housing crisis and your prediction? And I know you've seen this market change a couple of times. Talk to us about that for a while.
Currently, occupancies, even though we're in a recession locally, are very good. Most people cannot get financing to buy a house, so they have to rent. The local economy, even though it's not robust, is still growing and creating jobs, but there are no new housing available for working class people, and I'm talking the area of $600, $700, $800 a month rent. So the existing product is going to become more and more demand, and eventually we're going to start seeing prices increasing on the rental market. And I think we've got a serious housing crisis coming, and I can't see a better way to prepare for it than being a landlord.
Now I know we were talking earlier. You said you bought your first house in 1976, and you've seen this market go up and down. What do you think about the market we're in right now for buying properties, and why do you think so?
This is the best buying opportunity I've seen in 35 years. Maybe because the local economy is decent and prices are low because a lot of houses have been foreclosed on. People got loans that they should never have gotten, i.e. subprime loans, and there's still a huge amount of property still to come on the market. And I think this is a great time to buy, and you can't beat the return on investment buying rental houses.
And I know you were talking about, back in the 80s when the prices went down and the rents went down and the prices went up. What do you think is different about now versus then?
Back then, the local economy was one of the worst in the country. Today, the local economy is one of the best in the country, and prices had gone out way up too fast, much farther than they went up this time. And then when they crashed, it was a real serious crash. And almost all of the local banks went under. We don't have that problem this time. The local banks are in great shape. And I still recommend you buy rental property, hold on to it. You'll do very well over the next 5 to 10 years.
Now, I was looking at some of your books on your bookshelf there. You got some great books over there. The Millionaire Mindset, Planning Your Estate, Beyond Your Means, and a lot of good books over there. How do you think that reading, has affected you and benefited you as an investor? And now you got over 2,000 units and growing, and you're buying. You were telling me a little bit ago about you were buying, I think, 7 to 10 properties a month. How do you think reading and how all that stuff has impacted your life?
Gives you good insight as to lots of different situations. And you never know when you read something that you learn. I learned something from every book I read, even if I don't like the book. But the key is insight to more ways of solving a problem or finding a good deal.
And so how many books do you generally read in a month or a year or whatever?
I read one a week, which is about 50 a year.
And of the books you've been reading, what's the best one you read, recently, or even in the last year?
I would say The Millionaire Next Door.
And what was it about that book that because that is a good book? I do agree with you. What was so good about that one?
The thing about that book is it talked about the person that spends more money than they earn compared to the person that doesn't spend more money than they earn, and how the plumber who doesn't make a lot of money, didn't spend all his money, but took it and saved it and built up a nice financial nest egg, whereas the doctor who made a lot of money spent more money, and here he is broke and has no income. And it compared those two types of people, and the moral of the story is put some money away, save it, invest it, you'll do fine over time.
That sounds great. Well, coming from a sage like you, Scott, I really appreciate you, sharing with the people that are going to be attending, as well as those who are just viewing the website. If anybody wants to learn more about your service or your company, I'm sure they can. You have a website or
I got a website, bbsbincorporated.com, and I have a phone number, 972-235-1979, and I'm in the phone book.
All right, Scott.
Thank you.